Gotta get some of that sweet garden footage, baby. Oh, yeah. How is everybody? It is Randy down here at Cupcake Market Farms in beautiful Texas City on a gorgeous November the 11th. Happy Veterans Day to all my fellow brothers and sisters in arms. Navy, 5th generation. What a blessing to say that, to have that, if you will, on my resume. In fact, that's why I'm coming to you guys today. Gardening. I love to garden. As you guys know, you watch my channel. I'm learning more and more how to bring you guys amazing videos. Because I want you guys to enjoy it, get some education out of it, and of course some laughter. But I wanted to come before everyone today, because it is Veterans Day, and just say that I love to garden for two amazing reasons. One, the health benefits. Obviously, when you grow your own food, what an amazing pleasure to know that that tomato you picked never once made its way to someone's field. It wasn't imported from a foreign country. It's not covered in 15 pounds of wax. It is a true homegrown, fresh tomato ready to be eaten, baby. Oh, I love that part of it. There's nothing that beats that. So that's my favorite reason. I love fresh vegetables. We love to sell to local restaurants as well as homeowners in our general area, Texas City, Lamarck, Friendswood, Clear Lake. Come on down, guys, anytime our farm is open every day of the year, unless, of course, it's raining or we're not here. Then, of course, I don't want you on my farm, so the gate's locked. But the second, and I'm going to call it my most effective reason, or the most important reason that I love to garden, is my mental health. So many of my brothers and sisters, of course, but mostly the fellas at the VA that I talk to, they struggle, and I understand they struggle from, and I'm sorry to use this word, from the hell that they went through, whether they were frontline war, they could have been on a ship, submarine, it doesn't matter what they did. So many of my brothers suffer from the hell that they had to be part of or they went through. And sadly, a lot of them turned to alcohol or even drugs. That was something I never wanted to be part of. Never, ever, ever did I want to take that route to, to make my mental health, if you will, or to suppress anything. Instead, I love to garden. I find so much pleasure and so much fun in gardening. I'll never once not want to come out. You guys who watched my videos in January of this year here in Texas City, of course, we're south of Houston, just north of the Galveston Island. We had like 4 inches of snow. And in fact, the panels above my head were coated in snow, but yet I was in here making a video, still wearing shorts, because I'm pretty hardcore with that. I love my shorts and a t-shirt. But I was in here picking tomatoes, and I think actually that day I picked about a half a pound of beet greens that I had grown in the greenhouse this last winter. I love beets. My dad got me into it. Beet greens, oh my gosh, just dice them up, leave them raw, a little a little sea salt, a little vinaigrette, oh baby. Push me up to the table and leave me alone. I love it. But back to the thought, mental health. Veterans, we know that it is something that's true, that so many of us suffer from, or so many military veterans suffer from. We find different outlets, and I chose gardening. So with that said, I'm going to spin this around, because today, again, it's Veterans Day, November 11th, Texas City. I went down to one of my favorite places today, and I really felt really great, because so many of the men and women are wearing their veterans hat, Vietnam War hat. My dad, of course, was in Vietnam. My Uncle Ron, my dad's brother, both in Vietnam. I love you guys. Dad, I look forward to seeing you. You're supposed to come down here to Texas this winter. And for you guys who are new to our channel, or perhaps hadn't heard me say this yet, I was originally raised in the beautiful state of Michigan, just west of Detroit, small town called Adrian. My dad, of course, stayed. As we grew, moved here in the late 80s. I think it was 89. And then other than my military days, I've pretty much been in Houston, 35 years. Well, I was 15 when I moved here, and I'm 50 now. So yeah, I did right, 35 years. Yeah, I just turned 50. Hence the gray hair. I blame that on my kids. But that's a little history of me and Grandpa, my dad's dad, had a fairly sizable farm out in Brooklyn, which is a small town outside of Adrian, of course, outside of Detroit. For you race fans, you know the Michigan International Speedway, or Michigan Speedway as it was known the last decade or so. That was the backside of our property, or Grandpa's property, and even to this day, my dad still gets to enjoy the sound of the races. Although I think he said they're not racing much anymore up there in Michigan. If you can verify that, anyone just pop on and leave me a comment, tell me if that's true or false. I know this last winter, my wife and I and one of our daughters, our youngest daughter, son-in-law, and their baby, our newest granddaughter, she's now a year, we went up to Detroit for I guess about 10 days, and we went to the Michigan Speedway, and all of that history that they had, the museum, all of the cars, everything was gone. It was all offices. I was really sad by that, but I just remember as a kid enjoying that part. But that was a little backstory that turned out to be a long little speech, and for that I apologize. But I love to garden, and so I'm still learning how to do everything as far as walking and getting you guys some footage of my garden. I have a very small amount of beets right now. This year I probably planted 2,000 beets and barely sold maybe 100. I was really sad by that because beets are so amazing. I love beet greens. As you can see, some of them have already been chopped up. May or may not have been me. So I've only got a few beets growing this year, and of course my little bundle of bok choy, those seeds are so stinking small. I just poured about a 4-foot section of it, and I'm slowly thinning those out and placing them on these other rows. I just got done watering them. We had I think it was 40 degrees this morning, so I didn't water anything yesterday out of fear. And so I've been watering this afternoon. That's why that ground's wet. Got some hard neck garlic. I've actually got about 30 cloves, and it looks like 5 have popped so far. But we do know the general rule of garlic: plant it in October, harvest it in June, July. So definitely plenty of time for those to make their appearance. And of course, this time of the year, especially here in Houston, I grow so many greens, it will turn you green. Arugula, I got my mix over here. I love this mix. That kale is insanely flavorful, guys. Another roll of the mixed salad. Green beans, 2 rows of arugula, and then 2 more rows of, sorry guys, I got to the side there, a little squirrel running across the power line in our yard. Stay out of my veggies. All right. And then 2 more rows of arugula to end this portion. In fact, tomorrow, my beautiful bride and I, Veronica, we're going to come out here and pick probably not more than maybe 2 pounds of green beans. This was a handful of seeds I had left. So there's about 30 plants, nothing much. But this is my beautiful little garden. My greenhouse, I'm getting ready to turn it all over. You guys heard me mention that in prior videos. Obviously, I've got my tomatoes growing for the winter. I've got the cherry or the husky cherries in the back. And I like my big boy tomatoes because I like a sliced up tomato with plenty of salt on it. Oh, baby. I don't know what I'm planting in here, but I'll be planting something. And, of course, the carrots are growing underneath that. I do plan to put carrots in the soil underneath what we're calling our low tunnel because it's only 8 foot tall instead of the standard 12 or 16 like so many high tunnels are. So that's pretty cool, I think. One of the approaches that I do, and I realize this is, to your own degree, I collect rainwater. Let me try to get out of that glare. I have a 2,500 gallon barrel on what I call my west side of my property. And I water all my garden with this. I even filter it if needed. We drink this actually from time to time. But I do filter it just in case there's any sediments or anything else. I want to make sure we don't do anything wrong. Especially when I'm popping seeds, I use it through the filter so that there's no sediments or anything. But otherwise, all of this gets planted or watered with heaven's water, as we like to call it. This winter, so right around January, on the opposite side, the east side of my grow, we will have another 2,500 gallon barrel put in at the corner of our home. We'll head over there here in a minute. And with that, we'll collect, obviously, rainwater for that side, and we'll go over there here in just a moment. But first, I have to give a shout out to Chef Mikey up in Tennessee. His inspiration on having these beautiful wood chip rows with the 30-inch compost beds. Now these two are only 20-inch on purpose because I have a greenhouse. I love to grow in the winter, obviously, and because of that, I wanted to maximize the space. So I filled this whole row up with garlic. Except for this corner, I have celery seeds in there, which, much like bok choy, is like micro tiny. I mean, just insanely little. Who can see those things? So as those begin to pop, I'll thin those out and place them in the back row over there, as well as a bunch of celery over there. But I'm going to pause this because it is a little bit of a walk around our swimming pool, and we'll see the other side. All right, so I started making it over here, but as I was coming over here, I was reminded by this. This is a Cuban oregano, and the folks up there at the garden center, the Garden Emporium, in Friendswood, they blessed us with this after Saturday's market where we sold a bunch of our greens. And oh my Lord, it's like a velvety leaf, but wow, that smell is insane. So as I'm walking over to this side, first thing I'm going to show is, of course, that beautiful auger. I moved the chicken pen over a bit. And the reason we did that is because we're going to put that 2,500 gallon barrel over here. And I wanted to make sure that we had plenty of room, of course, for our girls to run around. There's two of them. Hey, girls. Oh, really? You guys know any good chicken jokes? Oh, you squatted down when I said that. Well, maybe you don't like them chicken jokes. So we even reshaped our walkway. My wife and I did on Sunday after church. Oh man, that looks beautiful. But our raised beds are amazing. Obviously, these two beds here I use for root vegetables such as carrots, beets, radish, especially carrots, because I get a good 16 inches in depth. Well, maybe more like 12 inches in depth. So I know my soil is soft and manageable and easy to grow carrots. And here's what I love the most. And again, I'm picking on Chef Mikey up there in Tennessee. The rows. Oh, I love this. My rows over here, I've got 3. 1, 2, and 3. They're all 60 foot long. Right now I have iceberg head lettuce. These are 3 weeks old. And these over here, I just planted Sunday after church. Just before my wife had me help her move those rocks. Or I should say, we did it together. It's not like she's like, get over here. Maybe. No. Let me get out of that glare so you guys can see these little sweet cuties. And obviously in a few weeks, we'll have our iceberg lettuce. I have a little over 200 of those. I don't have anything to put in the fence yet. This last summer, I did lettuces on the first 40 foot, and then I did cucumbers at the top 20. It did really well. And then when the lettuces burnt away, I ended up doing okra. In fact, apparently one of the seeds fell off of that we didn't harvest in time. So now I have this random okra plant growing. You gotta love it. And then inside my low tunnel, just want to show you guys a little something special I did. I love cucumbers, and so does my wife, obviously, and our children. So I thought, how can I have cucumbers grow without taking too much space, especially over there in our greenhouse, because that's only a 16 by 20. So this thing's 40 foot long, it's 10 feet wide, it's plenty of space. Well, I put a couple of my flower pots in here, and I've already popped these about a week ago, so they're standing up nice and tall. These are the picklers, so they're the ones that get about 6 inches. It's perfect size for, salt shaker or slice them, pickle them, but I don't have any dill right now. And of course, these other little things are okra. Excuse me. My wife and I had this amazing idea, since okra grows 100 feet tall, is to let this okra grow up over the winter and just curve its way around so that we can just basically come in and get some okra right above our heads. I hear these chickens yapping. What do you girls want? Oh my, chickens. It's entertaining. Our granddaughter, our youngest one, the 1-year-old, Sabrina is her name. She can't say a whole lot of words yet, but when Grammy, my wife, wants to take her outside, her first thing is buck box, because she knows exactly the sound those beautiful chickens make. And of course, we have our farm fresh eggs on the daily because of them. But that's all I wanted to show you guys. And I'm praying and trusting that each and every one of you, wow, that sun is bright. are having an amazing Veterans Day, that you stay blessed, stay safe, enjoy it. A lot of restaurants here in Houston are offering discounted, if not free food for Veterans Day for vets. So guys, enjoy that. That is your thank you from local companies, businesses. Our company that our daytime job, the window screens, as you guys probably don't know, or maybe you do, I'm the king of solar screens here in Houston, have been for about 22 seasons. We are doing bug screen rescreens all week for veterans, absolutely free. All they got to do is come to our shop here in Texas City, and I'll rescreen it on the spot, give them a salute, send them on their way. Tell them to keep that coin in their pocket, take their family out to dinner with it, or I don't know, it's only $12, so maybe a gallon of gas. Actually, it's $2 down here. So our gas is much better than I think a lot of our country. But either way, you guys be blessed. Thank you for following along. I love to garden. Work with me. Continue to get on top of me, guys. Send me questions, thoughts, ideas, ways to approach it. I want to make the best that I possibly can, and the first, to my knowledge, in this general area of South Houston, who is proud to expose their garden for the world to see. You guys be blessed.